The girl kissed the barista in front of her, but she secretly slipped a sedative into his coffee. That morning, Mel asked barista Eric for help, wanting to add some milk to her coffee. Eric immediately apologized and added milk to Mel's coffee, but then he noticed the word help written on the side of the cup. Eric looked at Mel, but Kevin, who was beside Mel, loudly urged Eric not to stare at his wife. Eric told Kevin not to be so tense, but Kevin shouted at Eric even more aggressively. The regular customers in the shop couldn't stand it and tried to persuade Kevin, but he simply said he didn't want the coffee anymore and tried to take Mel away. However, Mel stood still, unwilling to leave with Kevin. The regular customers sensed something was wrong and directly asked Kevin to leave the coffee shop. Mel was finally safe. Eric sat down with her, wanting to hear about her experience. Unexpectedly, Mel kissed Eric to express her gratitude, but in reality, she was taking the opportunity to slip a sedative into his coffee while he wasn't looking. Eric drank the coffee without any suspicion, and soon passed out. At this point, Mel called Kevin back into the shop. It turned out that the whole thing was a scam. Just as Mel was about to rob the coffee shop, a police officer came in. Seeing no one in the shop, the police officer called out loudly. Mel quickly picked up a work apron and tied it on, pretending to be an employee, and told the officer that the shop was closed. But the officer asked where Eric was. When Mel said Eric was sick, Kevin had to ask Mel to make him a cup of coffee. At that moment, the officer spotted Eric lying on the floor. He immediately drew his gun and ordered Mel to put her hands up. Kevin rushed out trying to attack the officer, but was also knocked unconscious by the officer. In the end, the officer arrested the two thieves.